reason marriages fail, it's not what I remember seeing people say finances. No one gets a divorce over finances. Finances may be what's put on paper. Finances may be what is told to the public, what's told to friends and family. But there's underlying things. But you're not going to get a divorce because your wife likes to shop and you like to save. Money is not 10% of marriages may end over finances. If finances was a reason for divorce, no marriage would last because everybody goes through their own financial issues. Another thing that you would say is ego is why a marriage would fail. And yes, that plays a part. That's in it, but marriages really don't fail because of ego or ego alone. Because the ego, it's driven by something. It's underlying reasons why an ego is so strong and what it's holding on to. And that ego is pride, but that ego is being driven out of, or the gender that is most responsible for divorce is men. Studies will show you that most women file for divorce. But why do you think a woman is filing for divorce? So think about this. If women file for divorce more often than men, and they desire love, they were created for love, then what does that tell you? It lets you know that they were ran off, that they were pushed to their breaking point by the man. And as a man, I can honestly say, I don't want to say, but I can honestly say that men are most often the cause for divorce. The number one reason marriages fail is lust. Everything else that is negative is driven from that point. If a man could channel his lust for his wife, if he could channel his lust for his wife and not give it anywhere else, everything would change. That lust drives a man's ego. That lust drives a man to cheat emotionally. Then the lust drives a man to cheat physically. Then that lust being driven to cheat puts the man on defense because he's trying to hide what he's doing. So now everything the woman says, he's on edge. And it makes the man snap. It makes the man rude. It makes him condescending. And the man will create arguments so that he has a reason to take a break from the relationship. So the men will create a rift in their marriage to be able to get away for a day or two or three. And even when the man files for divorce, 9 out of 10 times, if a man filed for divorce, it's because his woman cheated on him. Now, she could say, oh, well, he wasn't loving me right. He didn't give me time and attention. But for you to go get that attention somewhere else, that's still the root of that is lust. Because you didn't have to do that while you was married. You could have got a divorce if you weren't getting the time and attention. Same thing for a man. It's never somebody else's fault when we cheat. We cheat because we are cheaters. We cheat because we nasty. We cheat because we don't have morals, values, and standards. We cheat because we low level living. We cheat because of who we are internally. We're weak, low self-esteem, ignorant, selfish, bitter, frustrated, angry. We cheat because we cheat. You can't blame somebody else when we cheat. So if we were people of character, morals, values, and standards, we would get a divorce instead of cheating. That right there lets you know this person has a unhealthy connection to these actions. And that is going to be the undoing of your marriage. Because lust, unlike thirst, cannot be quenched. When you feed lust, it gets stronger.
Hello, and welcome to Grown Men Talking Incorporated, where you get nothing but real talk on real life situations. Welcome in. Thank you for tuning in over there at Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. We have a tasteful show for you today, so make sure that you share this live. Tune in as October is Domestic Violence Month, as we will have Miss Destiny Giles escaping abusive walls of imprisonment. And also we will have Ms. Crystal Watford that will tell her story to rise above my wounds. And lastly, Miss Nakia La Femme Nakia. She will come in and tell you how she surpassed her storms of domestic violence. Also, we have another announcement as well as you watch this here.
You are in the mix with D Hall and the People's Show.
Hi, I'm Spicy Gray with Spicy Gray, the Unspoken Heart. Tune in live on Thursday, October 5th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as D Hall and the People Show interview me live. Please come over with your comments and your questions. Let's have a great show. See you there.
J. York Production.
Now, as we go on with the topic, hosting the show today, Mr. Mac Jones, our motivational speaker, to speak on failing marriages. We're going to give Mr. Jones a minute. He got his mic muted. So let's wait for him to. There we go. Well, as he's fixing his technical difficulties, we're going to have all the way from Austin, Texas, our host, Mr. Dwight.
There we go.
All right.
Sorry about the technical difficulty, everybody.
It's all right. We all have them sometimes.
What's happening, broski? What's going on with it? How you doing?
All right. What's up, my man? How you doing?
Hey, it's a wonderful day. Hey, we at the last day before the end of September. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful September with us with the show. We had a great time coming forth with you guys.
Right. Good to be here.
Yeah, it's definitely good to be here. So, bro, let's hop into this. What did you think about what this guy just said on the video?
Well, I agree with a lot of things he said, and a lot of things I don't agree with him. He's a young man. Of course, we both a little bit older. I'm older. A lot of times he was saying in the video about women are the one mostly, going to the courts for the divorce, he's right about that. He's absolutely right. Now, with him saying that mostly it's the men's fault, I can't really agree with him on that. I can't really agree with him with that 100%. I used to work at the courthouse. Okay, I used to work downtown the courthouse, and my area where I was security at, I was right there in front of the divorce court. And people used to come in there crying, some come out there being happy. Now, just from my experience alone, working at the courthouse, it was quite a few women that was upset. You know, they wanted a divorce because either it wasn't enough money or the man wouldn't take care of a certain business, or the man was out working, but he just wasn't spending enough time at home because he was so busy working, making money to take care of the home. And they felt like that they wasn't getting enough attention. And they felt like either either he was out cheating and things like that. So this thing here about divorces, it can go on either hand and everything. It's sad, but it happens. But that's why we should communicate more, and before we jump that broom to say I do, we need to pray first to ask God, is this the right woman or the man for me? That's how I see it.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it any better, but I want to delve in a little bit deeper on this video of what he was talking about when he said that 9 times out of 10, a woman is filing for divorce because the man has cheated on her. Right. And that could be so farther from the truth that when I heard that, I was like, what?
That's what I said.
9 times out of 10, I'm like, no, yeah. I'm like somebody is pandering.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want me to be honest, somebody's pandering, and we cheating because we're nasty and we're nasty people, and so you can't put everybody in that box.
No.
Now it sounds like he was speaking from his own personal experiences.
Right.
I will give him that. But what you can't do is group your own personal experiences in with everybody else's and say, hey, I'm going to get on up out of this because he cheated and she cheated and they cheated, so I know she cheated too. Like, nah, this just don't make no sense. Now, the way you put it to where, there's gaps in communication, there's gaps in feeling affectionate, or there's gaps in feeling appreciated and things like that. Now, that sounds more feasible and reasonable. But just to put it all on cheating and sex, come on, young man. Come on, man.
And see, and what I'm saying is sometimes, people, marriage is a very serious thing. You get up there, you say, I do, for better, for worse, to death do you part. Now, people miss that part. I'm going to say this part. When it get worse, people be ready to bounce. Okay? I'm just going to keep it real. A lot of people be ready to bounce when it get worse and everything. And I mean by worse, that means financially. Now, when it do say the worse, say for instance the man or the woman did cheat it. Should it be a ground for divorce? I believe you should give it a try. I believe because when you take those vows, and if your wife cheated, somebody said, but the wife's easy for you to say that. What if your wife cheated on you? If you was mad, if your wife cheated on you, would you be ready to just divorce her? I said, I'll be mad, but I wouldn't be ready to just divorce her. I mean, we can pray and work it out, go to church, go to counseling. Now, if she cheat again, yeah, I was born at night, not last night. Ain't nobody's fool. I would have to just go ahead and sign those papers. But Mr. Jones, I definitely agree with you with the young man because, like I said, he had to be speaking from his own experience because just because you're a cheater doesn't make you a low life. It doesn't make you useless. You just wasn't mature enough. In my mind, you wasn't mature enough to be in a relationship. You wasn't mature enough to be in a marriage.
Absolutely.
Just saying.
Absolutely. And we all fall victim to that, where we are sometimes in situations where we're not mature enough. And let that be a word that lingers for a second. Maturity. You understand what I'm saying? Because see, people think that, okay, lust is a sign, a big sign of immaturity.
Right.
You have to see, listen, lust in the context that it's supposed to be in is really a man or woman that is basically out of control of their hormones.
Mm-hmm.
And so they basically got to have the things that they see or the things that they're chasing after.
Right.
They don't have any control of their hormones. So with that being said, if I have no control over my hormones and my immaturity is deep on that end,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, you should file for a divorce for me.
Exactly.
However, if you know you have a mature man that slipped up or a mature woman that slipped up, now let's not mitigate this as saying my anger will just be like, oh, you just made a mistake. That's okay. No. I'm not saying that, because if you that immature, then I'm gonna be immature too. So let's get that clean and out there in the open. However, the person that you're dealing with, you know if you're dealing with a mature person or an immature person that's never going to change. Only you know that. That's your partner.
Exactly.
So you know if your partner is worth staying with or leaving. But the immaturity of people these days, as I say, let's let that word linger for a minute. The maturity and the immaturity of some people these days, the levels that some of y'all are at, is that the first sign of something that goes away that you don't like, there it is. That's the end right there.
That's it. I like that. And Mr. Jones, I agree with you 100%. I mean, maturity goes a long way. But I look at it like, people usually get together, they'll date for a while. Now, when you date somebody for at least a year or two, you have some kind of idea who that person is. If you're a female and you're dating a dude that loves to stay on the street, he's out rolling with his boys, he's something like a big flirt, and you know what he does and what he's about, then why would you take that chance of marrying a guy like that, thinking if you marry him, he's going to change? He's not going to change. He's going to be that same person that you marry. Now, on that hand, this is what gets so many people kind of, I guess, upset when you marry the guy, and then when he keeps up with these same ways, then you mad, and then you want to say, but all men are dogs, they all cheat and all men are not. It's that man that you marry. And you marry that immature man. So it goes to getting to know each other. And the same thing with men. If you marry a woman that loves to spend a bunch of money and she got to have a certain type of jewelry and she want to wear a certain type of clothes and shoes, and you're not making that much money to pay for the things that she desired to have, and then you end up marrying her, and then she end up looking at some other guy that have all the things that she want, and then there you have a big mess, and you're heading to divorce court. So you kind of got to know what you're getting into, and just be aware of who you saying I do to, who you jumping the broom with. You just got to use common sense. You got to use
Absolutely. Absolutely, and I want to put a little bit in there with what Miss Robinson said on the screen. She said, after you're 40, 50, 60, 70, and you still cheating, there's no help for these type of people. Now, I want to say there's no help for those type of people at 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And I'm going to say why I say there's no help for these type of people. When you're dealing with people like this, the change comes from the change comes from within at all times. There is nothing on this planet that happens to a person that makes a person say, oh my God, it's time to change, except for mostly you see it a negative part of an experience. So for other words, right, if you married somebody that was cheating on you while y'all was single, as far as y'all was just in a relationship, that's not going to change. So the age you put up there is no putting no age up there and saying that there's no type of help for these people. It's no matter what age you're at.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So yeah. With that said, right? Okay, we're going back into the word immaturity, right? That is a big sign of immaturity, and you have to understand that don't make them bad people. Immaturity does not make a person a bad person.
No, it
Let's be
doesn't.
clear on that. That person just is ignorant to the ways of maturity.
Right. Right.
And people say, well, you 40, 45 years old. You supposed to know right now. I didn't say that an immature person don't know. An immature person knows better than a mature person.
Exactly.
It's just they don't want to go down that road.
Exactly. And I'm gonna put it like this: when I first quote unquote got married, couldn't really say it's marriage because the girl was still married, but when I got married at 21, you know, I was go ahead and throw it out there. I didn't have. I feel like I was more of a church kid. I was in church a lot. I did like Janet Jackson did. When I turned 21, I'm in control. I was at the club. I was doing things. And as a young kid, well, a young man, I always did want to get married. And when I did met this girl, and I didn't really take the time out to get to know her. And I ended up marrying this young lady. I was 21. She was 19. You know, I'm thinking, all right, I got a wife. We doing great, this and that. But the girl had issues, you know, and my mama trying to tell me, like, you know, the wife, you don't really know her that well. Well, mama, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get married. And that's what I did. Now the girl had issues. The girl was, first of all, she was crazy. She was very jealous. I used to introduce her to some of the ladies I went to school with or hung out with. She used to cuss them out. She used to say a lot of things. She was just very, like you said, just like I said, very immature. All I know, one day I'm sitting at home watching the football game. The police came and knocking on my door, asking me like, sir, can we talk to you for a second? I said, yeah. Said, you Mr. Robinson? I said, yes, I am. And you've been married to let me get back with that after we do this commercial.
Yeah. Let's hold this thought, y'all, and we're gonna go to commercial, but we'll be back right after that.
We welcome him in, our other motivational speaker, Mr. Britton.
Hey, what's happening, homie?
What's happening? Huh?
Mr. Carter,
y'all know
what's up?
Y'all going all coast. I'm trying to get here. How y'all feeling?
Well, you know, since you done made your way on, you know what time it is, right?
Right?
Yeah.
She said, run as fast as you can. You know I'm broke, ain't got no man, but I need that 40 in my hand, and I ain't gonna call you back again.
We'll get it. We'll definitely get it. You know I'm gonna let you have your fun in a second, but go ahead, Dwight, finish your thoughts, sir.
Go ahead, boy.
I was gonna say that when the cops came knocking, and I was watching the football game, that's Cowboys, y'all, they was doing it. I found out the girl was still married. I said, what? She was still married. So that right there just made me just blow my mind and everything. So it wasn't really no need for no divorce, because you can't get divorced from somebody if you're still married. But that's where it comes to, that's when it comes to trying to get to know people. Shoot, and even do a background check if you have to, in my opinion, because that way you know what you're dealing with. But it comes with maturity. It comes with trying to actually get to know the person. That's why I say dating for a few years. Do a little checking around. Ask a little questions. Knows this of being, you know, this and that. It's just find out what you're getting into before you jump that broom.
Yes.
Save yourself a whole lot of headaches from getting a divorce.
Yes.
Just saying.
Go ahead, Mr. B. You want to respond any on that?
Okay, so you know I got to catch up on the whole topic, and if it's what we discussed, yeah, I got a lot to say. But just give me a brief recap.
Okay, so briefly, we was talking about getting to know people because of we watched the first video that came on, and the gentleman that talked, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, to me he was very immature on what was going on.
Right.
Yep.
Because he blamed, first of all men for women that go and file for divorce. Like, you can't do that. You can't say that, because you don't know the stipulations of every divorce that a woman files for.
Right.
Right.
Nobody knows that, so you can't blame all men for that. And then his thing was, well, women file 80% of the time, but 80% of the time men went and cheated. What?
Yeah. What?
So no woman has been through domestic violence or domestic abuse or SAEs, which is S assaults. Y'all know what the S stand for. I'm not gonna put it out there, but you telling me no woman has went through that? She just filed for divorce because he was cheating.
Right. Well, let me say, I can tell you something on that topic, because as a divorcee a couple of times, and I can tell you now, at one time, my wife and I had been separated, and we were separated for quite a while, and she had moved out of town, but she came back, and it was, when she came, it was on the pretense that we were going to try to work out our marriage. However, I had no idea that she came to get us some one night, and the next day she was down filing for a divorce. So when I got the divorce papers, it was like, what did I do? See, oftentimes, you know what I'm saying, men don't always be the one who cheat or who grow out of relationships.
Right.
Sometimes people just grow out of a relationship and don't know how to sit down and communicate about it. And being such, they just, one or the other go foul. So I know plenty of women who have just up and went and filed on the guy, and he hadn't been cheating. Either it was that they had gotten married way too young and she didn't experience life, or the other person had, and they just want to do something different. And the only way that some people know how to do something different is to have static, or to have some sort of chaos in the mix instead of making it amicably. But no, men don't always cheat. In my case, did I cheat? Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? like a lot of the time, you know what I'm saying? But just that time that I didn't, you know what I'm saying?
She filed for divorce.
This one here went and got it in. I said, run as fast as you can. Yeah, she went and filed. I had been being all right, trying to do the right thing, coming home, just, staying vigilant. But, and then also, and I'm going to close with this, but, people need excuses.
Right.
As to what different things. So it's, a lot of times, and I know I'm going to get some flack, but why is that and always got to cheat? Why is it that that's the first thing that's said in a relationship when it's going left is that, oh, I know he cheating, girl. He got to be, he wasn't home with me. Come on, please. If you're getting on my nerves, you think I'm going to be sitting right there next to you? I'm out.
Say it again,
even
Mr.
if
Clark.
it's just a ride around the block. But let me go ahead on. Y'all know me, man. I'm gonna go off about it, man. Because
but see, that's what we doing. That's the point of it. It's time to get this off your chest, because a lot of women don't understand the fact that sometimes. Now we're going to go to commercial on this one, but I'm gonna get this off my chest when we get back from this commercial right up after this, y'all. Let's go ahead and take this commercial break. We'll be right on back, everybody.
Let's get back.
Hello, everyone. These 3 types of marriages have the highest fail rate. And if you're wanting to get married, the odds are stacked against you if any of this is happening in your current relationship. Number 1 is too much stress. Marriages that have frequent arguments, and excessive frustrations are doomed to fail. And this doesn't surprise me because if you can't have a stress-reducing conversation with your partner, it's not very likely that the relationship will last. Number 2 is disrespect. Once again, your marriage is doomed to fail if you aren't able to achieve respect for each other's opinions and thoughts and feelings. You just can't have a successful marriage without mutual respect. Number 3 is the loveless marriage. If you don't have genuine feelings of love and admiration, I can see you drifting apart. So this explanation doesn't surprise me very much. And if you've lost that spark in your relationship, there's a low probability of success. One thing that initially surprised me that didn't make it onto this list was the issue of infidelity. But when I thought about it some more, I do know many couples in our office who are able to overcome issues of infidelity by having important conversations about intimacy issues and unmet needs. But I'm curious about what you think. What types of marriages that you think are doomed to fail that didn't make it on the list? And remember, if you're experiencing lack of respect and you feel that the spark is gone in your relationship, don't hesitate to seek help. If you're interested in working with me, you can visit me at my website below. Goodbye, everybody.
Tune in next week as the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour will be back with the ladies joining the men. We will be having game day, so make sure you tune in next week.
Now you see the difference in fellas. Can you see the difference in when somebody's talking and they sound like they got some sense and they got some experience under their belt versus the last video we heard, and it's like, what? Now, before I get into her video, because she hit some keynotes, but before I get into her video, I want to get this off my chest. And that is, ladies, stop thinking that just because men can sometimes handle their attitude problems better than you can, that you don't get on somebody's damn nerves. Because you do.
Yeah. Say it again.
Believe me, if you could be a fly on the wall in the real conversations that go down, you'd be like, I did not know he felt that way. He's trying to save your little feelings and the little bitty little muster of whatever he got left.
Yeah.
He's trying to help you by not arguing with you, by not just telling you. And excuse me, I know we are going for other things, but I'm gonna say it one time. Sometimes you just want to be like, shut the fuck up.
Hey.
Shut the fuck up. Can I get a second to think? Don't you know that a person that can't get a chance to make a rational decision usually makes bad decisions? So if you always and he can't think, why do you think he makes bad decisions? And I'm not making an excuse for his bad decisions. I'm just saying, shut your ass up so he can think.
Head is hurt.
Go ahead. It's a time and place for everything. But let's go into the video, bro. What you think, Mr. B? What you feel about what the lady said in the video?
Well, I think it's two sides to every coin. You know, actually, I think it's two sides to every coin. And as a matter of fact, why don't you go to Dwight, because I'm trying to get this dog at the same time, and I answer right when I get back.
Sure will. Dwight, let's go, B.
See him in the dark now. See him in the dark. Okay.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Hey, that young lady made a whole bunch of sense, way before that young guy did. And she right, if there's a lot of confusion and anger, you're arguing all the time. Ain't nobody want to be with an angry woman, and I'm pretty sure nobody want to be with an angry man. I mean,
We have a caller coming in. Caller, this is Grown Men Talking. What is your question or your comment?
Yeah.
Hey, caller, how you doing?
Okay. Hi. We have a bit of delay, so give me a sec to catch up.
Okay.
Okay, this is your girl Talise calling in.
Oh my
I,
God!
I, I should I should I should have known. I should have known it. I should have known it. Hold
Prank
on there,
call,
Rodney.
man.
I should have known it. Let's go, Shanice. What's happening, honey?
Hey, how
What's
y'all
going
doing?
on?
Hey, that's a prank call.
All
Boy,
right.
oh boy.
I have a question for you guys.
Okay. Let's
Y'all
shoot. Let's
hear
look. What's
me?
happening?
What do you think about okay, on both sides? You got nagging women, right? And people like that, right? What about a person that gonna let you finish the sentence? They only want to hear themselves talk. And
Oh.
cause disruption in the communication.
Okay. Fellas, I'm gonna let y'all get. I'm gonna let y'all get in first. So, Mr. Dwight, what you think? What you think about what you say? I know what I'm gonna say. So, what you think, bro?
Well, I feel like
Either side.
okay. I feel like this. When somebody, okay, if a man and woman having a discussion, and I understand on both sides. Sometimes that person get interrupted. Usually because most of the time, not all the time, mostly they know that person so well they're just about to know what you're gonna say before you say it. And that just that just in some cases. That's just in some cases. But I mean I can admit if I'm talking, I interrupt you, I'll say, hey, I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you finish. But most of the times, not all the time, but most of the time, you know that person so well, you like, oh damn, I already know what you're gonna say. That's why most of the time they get interrupted. They know you so well. Sometimes they know what you're gonna say before you say
Rude.
Okay, I'm back.
That's rude, ain't it? You said even though you might know what the person's saying, you might want to let the person finish.
You're right. That's why I said I apologize to that person. I said, hey, I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish.
Okay, Mr. B, what you think, sir? How do you feel about what the question that she proposed, which is, what is it about people that comes in and cuts a person off mid-conversation while they're trying to make a point and cut them off while they're talking? We can't hear you, Mr. B. We can't hear you, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10, they might have a some sort of understanding as to what the question might be before you even ask it. Because let's face it, when you're in a relationship, you've been in it for a while, y'all pretty much know each other, and a lot of the things that you've already discussed are are things that keep reoccurring. You know what I'm saying? And I read something today. A guy was sent me something, and it was like based on if your mate continued to do certain things, and one of them was arguing all the time, and having these arguments and petty disagreements, and finding silly stuff to beef about. You know what I'm saying? Like just going back to last week. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about the thrillers gone, that's why that happens a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? And instead of people humbling themselves one or the other and saying, let's get back to where we was, because you can get back. You can get back, but when you don't get back and when you don't put that effort in, then it's not even a question of who was right or wrong. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Flat out. You know what I'm saying? So that's, I think it's some other areas we got to look at, way, way down the line. Like
Are we going to continue this? Do we get some help? Do we bring this to a stop? If we don't, where do we go from here? Because the last thing you want to do is ruin that one thing that got you with that person in the begin with. Y'all had a friendship, a foundation, a good friendship. They don't always, relationships don't last, but the friendship can.
All right.
I agree with
All
you
right. So
100% on that one.
so as my late great mentor said, and he has a bunch of videos here on YouTube. Dr. Hendrik Clark. He said one time. He said, I don't argue with fools and students. He said, I only argue with my peers, and the rest of y'all I teach. Right. In other words, if a person is so, in my opinion, of course, in my opinion, when a person cuts you off in conversation, as y'all conversation, and it happens over and over again, and that person, especially if that person know you don't like stuff like that, then there's no longer a conversation. Now what you guys are doing is debating. You guys are, somebody is hoping to get the right answer across. Somebody is looking to top somebody else's conversation. It's not a conversation of understanding, which is what peer groups have. Like what we're having right now, we're seeking to come to a understanding and a resolve for things that we go through in our daily life concerning relationships and marriages and things of that nature. So if I'm in a marriage with a woman, and every time I talk to that woman, I got to keep telling her, "Hey, you're responding to have a response. You're not responding to hear, listen, or understand." After so long, I'm gonna stop talking to you because I feel like I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
Because I feel like. Go ahead, honey. Go ahead.
I said, amen.
Who is that? That caller? Is that
Yes, that's the caller is still on the line with us.
Oh my
Trinice
God.
is still here with us, everybody.
Because I have one more question for y'all. I have one more question.
Hey, come on now.
Course I did. You know me. Damn. I have one more question for you guys. Okay, so do y'all feel like, because we're talking about divorce, right?
Right.
So, do y'all feel like a marriage that has went through a divorce? Let's say someone got a divorce, but they really didn't go through much. But they felt like they made a mistake. So, what would you suggest to that couple?
If you move to the finality, you move to the finality of the divorce.
Let's say nothing had happened.
Yeah, you move to the finality of the divorce. You move to the finality of the divorce, and after you divorced, you found out that you made a mistake. That's what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. B, you want to go first? I already know what I'm going to say. I already know what I'm saying. Go ahead.
I ain't got no problem with it.
But I'm going to step off right now, you guys. I'm going to let y'all answer that on your own. I'm going to step off.
No.
Okay, honey, come on. What you say? Stay on the phone. he said, you going to get this work. Come get this work.
Don't be dropping down. So my thing before you hang up, caller, is, you know what I'm saying, watch what you say. You know what I'm saying? The less you say, the less you got to take back. Flat out. You know what I'm saying? Less you say, less you take back. So a lot of times what happens in relationships where there's a lot of bickering is that one person or the other may say some things that they regret, they want to take back. But once it's in the air, it's in the air. Now, if you say something happens and it leads to divorce court, you know, you there in your heart of hearts, you may not want to be there. I could be honest about, when I looked over at my wife and I was getting a divorce, I hated it. I was in pain. because I didn't want to see
Mm-hmm.
them uncomfortable, even though they was messing on me. You know what I'm saying? I still wanted them to be okay. Now, my thing is, if we've been there once, we can go there again. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that is, if both of y'all realize that, okay, we might have overreacted, didn't handle the issue or the matter the way we could have, and the first thing we did was go from 0 to 60. Then okay, a lot of times we regret to go back, not because of what we got going on, but dig this. This gonna hit you. What bothers us and what stops us from getting back is our friends and our family. Peer pressure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that MF he wasn't no good anyway. Girl, you better not go back with him. Man, listen, let her go head on, man. And we trying to save face. Because when you was crying in your beer, you know what I'm saying? You was telling secrets, you was doing all that, and it was like you was rallying support. And now you look back and you say, maybe, just maybe. Well, don't be, this is your life. So what are you doing? Waiting on somebody to give you permission to make you happy? You know what I'm saying? Do what makes you happy,
Right.
whether it's accepted or not. You better go ahead on and say, hey, man, listen, let's talk about this thing we did. Maybe we did it wrong. Maybe we need, a lot of games. Look, I know a lot of situations that have replay. They got instant replay in football games, basketball games, baseball. Instant replay ain't no problem even in the marriage. Let's replay this. You know what I'm saying? But you got to do some things. You got to go get some counseling. You got to really honestly talk about the issues. You got to put it out there. You got to talk about what you need, what you want on both sides of the table. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to disagree that, hey, we can't be married, but we still gonna be all right.
Woo!
Right. Mr. Robinson.
I agree with Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter, you said I ain't really gotta say much. You said most of the things that I was gonna say anyway.
Hey, Dwight, they be. Hey, sometimes folks be trying to leave the door open for a little toe tickling. You know?
Toe tickler.
Not a toe tickler. Not a toe tickler.
Toe tickler.
I like that.
Y'all know what I'm saying.
Toe tickler.
Hey, I know.
Little sheet wrinkling. You know what I'm
Go
saying?
and get your toes tickled then. That's all I'm saying.
Right?
Go and get your toes tickled.
I like that.
And for those of you that are sitting around listening, whether you're Facebook, whether you're on Twitter, Twitch, whether you're on YouTube listening with us, what's make this a beautiful thing is the fact that men and women can sit down and conversate with each other and talk about things and get to a mutual agreement and understanding about things rather than going upside each other's head with insults and insecurities and possible violence and things of that. We don't have to do all that. If we can't talk about it, we don't need to be together. That's real.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Damn, Skippy.
What this brother say?
Ladies and gentlemen, don't let me be the only one that call in. Y'all need to call in too.
Y'all heard what she said. Did y'all see the phone line number passing down through the bottom of the screen? If you want to call in and have some fun with us, come on with it. We can talk with y'all. We ain't got no problem with talking with nobody that called in. Especially since this is our final show of the month.
Yeah, ask some questions.
Come on with it, because we got some answers for you. We got some answers for you.
Don't be scared.
You might as well call us tissue, because we got some answers for your ass. That's all I'm trying to say.
Well, Mr. Johnson, you get your opinion on that on my question.
Okay, so here we go. All right. So, like I said, I already be knowing what I'm gonna say. I just like gentlemen go and have fun with it because I definitely feel like what Mr. B said covered all bases except for one base for me. If we get to the courthouse and get divorced,
Right.
I'm probably not going to come back to you. I'm going to be honest with you for myself. I'm probably not going to come back to you. And here's the reason. And here's the reason why. Here's the reason why I'm not going to come back to you. Because my mind is a bastard. My mind is a fatherless child. And so my mind will say shit to me like, well, you don't know what she was doing while she was out there when y'all wasn't together. You don't know where she done been. And regardless of what you done did, you don't know what she done did. And one thing that's an absolute no-no on my list with my woman is if you are my woman, if you are my woman and another man touches you, all bets is off.
But what I'm saying, the question wasn't about that stuff. The question was if you were in a relationship and you got all it was just stupid stuff. It wasn't nothing serious. It's where commercial.
I think we got another phone call coming in, honey. I'd love to keep going this discussion with you, but we got another phone call. Much love, honey.
Grown men talking.
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing?
Hey, how you doing, love? What's going on with you?
I'm great. I have a question. And it's about marriages.
Okay.
Why men in a marriage, why men can't compromise? Why do men always feel like they have the last word? And why do men always feel like they gotta be so controlling? When they marriage, they gotta control a woman like they own her.
Okay, Mr. B said ooh. So Mr. B, go ahead, take over first.
Okay, so
stop it.
Stop it. Let's go. Let me take my hat off for this. You know what I'm saying? So, you want to ask, your question is why we so controlling, why we got to feel like we got to have the last word. Well, let me start here, and then I'm a go to where I probably should have started, but I'm a go to the meat and potatoes first. First of all, understand one thing, fellas. You know what I'm saying? And I'm addressing this to the fellas. Your question though, but number one, we can't win no argument. I don't know a man alive that's been able to win an argument with any woman. You know what I'm saying? It just don't happen. You know, you can think you can win, but you're not winning. They might elect to shut it down at a certain point, but men, we don't out argue y'all because this is what y'all do. We talked about it last week. One of the things that turns men off, and I'm gonna keep it real, is that it's the browbeating and nagging type thing. You know what I'm saying? When you cover a situation and then it's repeated. See, what women tend to do in a relationship is bring up the same matter that happened 2-3 months ago.
Oh no!
And you still talking about it. Okay, I didn't take the trash out 2 or 3 months ago, but I done took it out 9,000 times since then. But you still talking about that one time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't win. But as far as controlling, you can have men or women in a controlling position. I know women who control debates, arguments, the situation in the household when it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then the control depends on whose pocket is the fattest a lot of times. Let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? The guy ain't got no control over nothing if he in your house is your your money, your house, your food. You know what I'm saying? He really doesn't have control. Only thing he can control is himself. And you trying to take that. So, you know what I mean? Because depending on how you feel at a particular time, you know what I'm saying, you shut it down. So, men might get upset. Our voices may escalate. You know what I'm saying? I'm told mine does. You know what I'm saying? But that's because we're dying to be heard. You know what I'm saying? We just want to be heard. But if we go back, excuse me.
And this is why relationships fail. We're dying to be heard too. And most of the time we're overlooked. When we pinpoint things and we tell y'all, this or this, y'all overlook it. You pay it no mind. Most of the time, that's what happens. And then when they get to when the price gets big, it's cry wolf.
So that can go. So that's not a gender specific issue, though. What you're talking about, that's not gender specific. Because
True.
if I tell you something repeatedly, if I tell you about how to talk to me, and you repeatedly do it in the same fashion, then you can care less about what I'm talking about. Then you actually don't have any real true desire to remedy the situation so we can strengthen our relationship, because you ignore what I say and then you pull out the card that you're the woman. Listen, that doesn't gender doesn't give you a free pass to disrespect,
Mm-hmm.
to ignore, to forget about, to unlove, to none of that. Just because you're a
Right,
woman
right,
doesn't give you a right, and just because you're a man doesn't give you a right. But if we
right,
go back to biblical, times, and we talk about what's what. See, what we do as human beings, we decide to make the truth out of what was already the blueprint based on how we feel. See, we'll
right.
take
Bow.
what the lie
Say it.
say, and
Bow.
we'll make it fit. It's like my name on the Bible now, the Britain
Shots
Bible.
fired.
So when he talked about man and woman, he was specific.
No,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Now,
now
now,
you want to feel, because see, dig this. If I'm not mistaken, at last I remember, he put you here as a helpmate, not
Uh-oh.
not the
mm-hmm.
boss, a
Don't say that.
helpmate. So give me some help and quit trying to
Mm,
boss me.
mm, mm-mm. Oh,
May I please step in here? May I please get in here? May I please get in here? It's a joke going
yeah.
around. Y'all should go women should go look up this joke, analyze this joke, and think about what the man is saying. His name is T.K. Kirkland.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
my man.
He's T to the motherfucking K. That's his name. So
Well,
he says, men don't want to control women. We just want to tell you what's going on so you just as hip to the game as we is. So in other words,
mm.
he say, I say, we out at the club. I say duck.
Oh my God.
You say,
Oh,
Why?
why I got a duck for? Next thing you know, we at the
Your head.
hospital. Your ass is shot.
Yeah.
man.
Your head
I
rolling
told you to
down the
duck.
street.
I told you to duck.
Yeah.
Duck.
Okay,
I
that's not a
told you to duck.
but that's not a gender thing. That could be for
No,
male
no,
or
that's not.
female.
Yeah, it can be for male or female. But when he's specifying and he's talking about what men go through with women, that's why I say that joke right there needs to be
Mm-hmm.
taken, analyzed, broke down, and understood what he's saying. Because men are here and assigned. Listen to what I'm saying. We are assigned to be your protectors and providers.
Right, right.
Protector came first. That is in the assignment that we was given in our DNA. Our
Hey,
assignment is to protect you. And
That's
in
right.
protection and providing, I might be providing you some good information for yourself. It might just save your life. But if you keep questioning what I'm talking about, you're going to miss your blessings, baby.
yeah,
Mm,
You're going to
and,
miss
and,
your
and let
blessings.
and
mm,
let me not let him off the hook, Mr. Jones, because I don't ascribe to that. I don't think that it can go either way. You know what I'm saying? I think what happens many times is that women naturally question a man. See, it
mm.
was an old adage that old hustlers used, and it didn't come from the street, but I got it that way. But it said that women are questioning her man's worth every day. They're gonna
Mm-hmm.
question your worth every day. And in questioning your worth, one of the things they do that happens is that they question what you say and why you say. Women are naturally inquisitive. They
Mm-hmm.
they want to know, and I understand. I get it. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it because you want to know where your protection coming from, where your help coming from. You know what I'm saying? I get questioned all the time, so it leads me to believe that it's something that I need to tighten up on. I'm good with that.
Right.
But what I'm not good with is one-way ownership. I'm not good with that. I'm not
Mm.
good with a woman saying, my mate saying that I'm trying to be controlling when I tell her something. It's because I know what I'm talking about. And if
Right.
I'm in a relationship with you, I want to tell you to give you the best information. If you don't believe in me, why you with me?
Right? Hey,
Right. It's the way you say
say it
how we
again.
deliver our message.
I can't hear you.
It's all in how we deliver the
Okay.
love, the support, the word.
Absolutely.
Right? That's
Absolutely,
it.
and that's why I don't believe communication is key. I believe comprehension is key because listen here, delivery comes in comprehension. If I don't understand
Mm-hmm.
what you're saying, it's because I don't understand your delivery.
Hey, that's it right
And
there.
Right.
again, we could be talking the same language.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. That's it.
Excellent point.
We could
Excellent.
Because
be
a lot
talking
of
the
times
same
people don't
language,
mean
and I
it.
don't know what the hell you talking about.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of times people don't mean it. It's just the way that you say it, your
There you
delivery.
go.
Uh
You
huh.
know what I'm
With
saying?
that, I agree with that. I
I agree with
definitely,
that.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
I
Shoot,
definitely agree with that.
and like I know I'm guilty of it because I'm so animated. The actor part in me. I get theatrical. You know what I'm saying?
Black men in
I
general.
yeah,
Right,
I
right.
get all theatrical and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it may not call for that. You know what I'm saying? But that's me. And so women do the same thing. You know
All
what I'm
right,
saying?
everybody, we got a commercial break coming up. This is another commercial break coming up. Much love to everybody that has called in so far. If you want to call, look under us. The phone
Call,
number is there. Until
call
then,
number.
we will be right back after this commercial.
Gotta pay those bills.
Number one reason why most marriages and relationships to a certain degree tend to fail. Because most women dream of one day being married, but what's often missing from the conversation on marriage is an upfront discussion about that dirty word called money. It is a huge reason why romantic relationships can go bust. Because a lot of women, for the most part, still believe that marriage is a fairy tale where you skip off into the sunset on a white horse with the love of your life and you live happily ever after. And because many women have that fairy tale mindset, they tend to leave a lot of things out of consideration, namely money. A lot of women get married for the sake of just being able to say, I have a husband. And because of this, a lot of women aren't doing their due diligence when it comes to figuring out the kind of man that they are marrying. So a lot of women end up trapping themselves and getting caught up in a dead end. And they think about hypergamy and femininity only as an afterthought. But I will never encourage marriage for marriage's sake on my channel, right? I encourage hypergamy, femininity for women, and femininity for women to have success in their relationships, because marriage for marriage's sake can be a life altering dead end for women. Money and debt is the number one reason why most people feel insecure in their lives, especially men, because they are expected to have it. Men who are poor, who are downtrodden, will always be triggered because they lack money. Now, men have leeway with a lot of things, right? Men are allowed to be unattractive. Men are allowed to be overweight. Men are allowed to be bad built. Men are allowed to be butt ugly. Men are allowed to age. But the one thing that they are expected to have is a wallet. And a lot of men come up short. So a lot of men work overtime to con women into this notion that money should not matter. A lot of men like to shame women by calling them leeches and gold diggers and shallow and superficial. And poor men will usually use all kinds of shaming and debasing and devaluing tactics so that they can have a chance at getting access to what they value most, and that is sex. And a lot of broke men have turn this con into a sport, right? Particularly with black women. And a lot of unsuspecting women get caught up in the nice girl act, right? The people pleaser acting. They give their best years to a dusty and then they get played, right? So people, for the most part, like to pretend that money doesn't matter, or that money shouldn't matter in love, and that money is the root of all evil. But the reality is that life costs money. Not having money is evil because from the cradle to the grave, life costs money. This is capitalism 101. It costs money to live and to thrive. It costs money to look good. It costs money to travel and create beautiful memories and to have the finer things in life, which is most women, as quiet as kept, over 35, hate working. Women love stability and security and protection, and you need money to sustain those things. Femininity flourishes, ladies, when a woman feels safe and secure and financially protected and provided for. Falling in love is cute and fun, and it's cute to marry your best friend, but best friends turn into enemies really quick, especially when respect and admiration is out of the door, right? A lot of men see women as a security blanket, not as a person who should be provided and protected for. A lot of men do not understand the mechanics of respect and how valuable it is to the success of a relationship and to the success of a marriage. But marriage to a broke person is like being on a treadmill with no power. Seeing Black women ending up in lose-lose situations. So many women work against themselves by wasting their time, wasting their youth with men who sabotage their potential. They get with these incompetent men who have no money, no vision, no ambition, no drive, no provider, protector mindset. Women get with these house cats, right? And then try to turn these men into lions. And it always backfires because with these men, what you see is pretty much what you get. A lot of women delude themselves into believing that they have this transformative power, this magical power, right, to turn a dusty into a king. A lot of women try to back lead, right? Lead from behind or treat their man like a puppet on a string to get some leadership out of him. And it ends up being a pretty desperate move on a woman's part, right? Now, I don't care how much you throw it on him, ladies. It will not change his character or increase his drive. So stop writing his resume and stop sending him links to job applications and stop allowing him to take money out of your purse. Love is a beautiful thing, but respect is more important than love. So the best thing that you can do for a dusty is walk away, not marry him, because when you marry an unmotivated man who doesn't have a protector and provider mindset, it is a recipe for disaster.
Thank you, everyone who have attended throughout the whole month of September with the Grown Men Talking. They have done a wonderful job. It will not be the end of the men platform, for we will notify you on alternate days that we will be doing the show with the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. So next week, make sure you tune in, set your notifications, subscribe to the YouTube channel for the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. We'll be back next week for a game day. So tune in before we go into domestic violence stories.
Woo.
And I want to say, I want to say that the applause is not for the video for me. I'm sorry, y'all. I just gotta keep it for real.
I'm sitting here, can't wait.
I'm sitting here.
I almost threw up in my goddamn mouth. I'm sorry. What?
Don't say Mr. B. Don't say Mr. B.
I almost threw up in my mouth. What did you say? Did you hear her say? Did you hear her say that men do not understand the mechanics of respect? What?
Oh my God.
I'm speechless.
I think her brain don't have one wrinkle. Her brain is smooth. No wrinkles.
Hold on.
He must be smoking that
and
good
if I'm
stuff.
not mistaken, she was talking about she used African Americans as, who she was talking about, us, Black folks in relationships, right? So the first thing we got to understand is that her comments come from already what was systematically embedded in our women. You know what I'm saying? It goes way back to Willie.
Willie Lynch did it. He did it. This is the attitude we get. What they want to do, look, it's not that black men are lazy and shiftless. What has happened is that we got comfortable with merely trying to survive. Because what you did was you took you took the ability for men to make money and take care of his family away from him. But you gave it to women because they covered two minorities. They cover, first of all, they cover African American and people of color. Then they cover women. You know what I'm saying? So if you give him a woman, you know what I'm saying, $100,000 a year, and I'm getting 21,000 or 2,000, then you know what I'm saying. The concept has to be that no matter who getting what, that's what we got between us. But oftentimes, what happens is it's like I'm the hog with the big balls now. So, you know, I mean, it's my money, it's this, it's that, you know what I'm saying, which unfortunately puts a man in a challenging position and belittles him. Because I can tell you now, as a black man that's been up and down, it's not ideal for me to get not one dime for my woman. That's not ideal. You know what I'm saying? But
Not
when
at
we
all.
building a house, if I'm building a house and I got the hammer, what you supposed to give me? The damn, you know what I'm saying? Don't have me sitting around looking goofy and we starving. You got to help me help us. And that concept is on both sides of the fence. She had to be, oh man, oh my God, I got
And
so
did you hear her say,
pissed.
oh my God, oh my God, these dusties, they're
No, they
dusties.
called them
Listen,
zesties.
I am so sick of hearing women say that. What is a dusty? Like,
Oh,
if he's
that means
so
that you ain't
dusty,
got
you
no
didn't see
G.
he was dusty when you cocked your legs open. And yes, I said it, YouTube. Was he that dusty when you cocked your legs open?
No,
Come on with the
no,
come on, man.
no. What they do is go in with this preconceived idea, Mr. Jones, that okay, I like him, but he missing some shit, so I can change him. You know, they go in wanting to change us. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, not just all of us, but it's happening. And it happens with women. A man will go in a relationship and feel like he going to make her everything that he wants her to be, that he didn't let her in on it. It's, people have to share the memo. You know what I'm saying? My main thing, I always say, don't change me, enhance me. You know what I'm saying?
Upgrade
Don't change
with your
me.
little
You
mustache
know
up
what
in
I'm
here
saying?
calling people dusties.
You know, if my
Are you
man,
serious? Is this is the only thing that y'all got to do in order to try to make your point be coming across is to try to insult people? Because
oh my
listen here,
God. Oh my God.
just because a person don't have what you have, or just because you were a little bit more fortunate and a little bit more blessed than the next person or the next man or whatever the case may be, does not make you better than the person that you're talking down and looking down on.
But you know what that happens that happens in our culture. You know what I'm saying? Sadly, it
Little
happens with
musty
us.
ass. I can't
It happens
stand her
with
little.
us.
She just tickled my funny bone with that little musty ass shit she
Look,
said.
I was up here, couldn't wait because that happens with us, right?
Man,
But let me be honest and keep it 1 trillion. You know what I'm saying? When you let's take white relationships where they have some degree, like the woman comes from some sort of money, and she has her guy is not doing so well. You know what I mean? They don't have a problem. They don't have a problem, but we got a problem. See, because we need to show like I'm getting this, I'm getting that, I'm running something. Girl, he ain't running nothing. Girl, shit. You know,
listen,
man, I
listen,
come here.
listen, listen. Hold on. See, let me slide in. Teresa said men do it all the time. Do you know that? Okay, I say this on my channel on my page a lot. You cannot say men without differentiating what type of men you are talking about.
Say it again.
Grown men don't talk like that towards women.
We sure don't.
We don't even waste our time with shit like that. So the only way that you get attacked as a woman is if you attack me first. Then you're going to get attacked. So what I mean when we talk about this little musty ass little girl, because I would never put her in the category of a woman, because that she is not. Not talking like you talking. Not talking like you talking. First of all, listen, everybody struggles somewhere in their life. Everybody.
Yes.
There is no such thing as missing the struggle. So when you get to talking about people that are struggling, don't matter their age. Let's get that out the way. Because your daddy struggled too. Was he a dusty too? And was your mama musty and your daddy dusty when they dusty musty ass got together to have you? Let's talk about that part of the conversation. See, we can really get into this. Don't talk bad about people because of a person's situation. I don't talk bad about homeless people. I don't talk bad about disabled people because I don't know their situation. However, when you point your nose down on somebody and your words are condescending towards that person that you got your nose and your eyebrows pointed down on, then you are the real problem. You are the corporate. So let that be understood, women. There is no such thing as a dusty man. There is just some that's going to get it and some that ain't gonna get it. And that's just it right there.
Woo! What's that? Now that be light skin, huh?
Boy, y'all on fire tonight.
And you better not. Hey, look. Hey, let's talk about Dusty. I started to call.
This is not me, everybody.
I'm gonna make these suckers recognize I ain't playing hope if you buy.
Hey, she's talking about Dusty. I started to do.
Look, man. Look.
Hey, y'all lit tonight, brother.
Man, don't play. Don't play because listen, first of all, us as black people as an organization have it rough enough already. Right, we got it rough enough already as an organizational unit. Then here we got some of these people that are calling themselves us, but they are worse than the people that ain't us that's against us. You worse than them.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
You know, but for the most part, I know we was, entertaining and we basically was throwing it out there. But
check your mic, sir.
And it ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you call me. You know what I'm saying? I know what you called me. I know what you called me when you found me. You know what I'm saying? So, if you can't continue to call
Mr. B, check your mic, sir.
Yeah. Oh. It's unmuted. Can you hear me?
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know what you called me when you first called me, but you need to keep calling me that. But when you start calling me Dusty and outside my name, who I am as a man, you know what I'm saying? You better remember what you liked when you first saw me. You know what I'm saying? Woo! And then when she was talking that mess, I started to hit her with this. Like, let me show you my car. Let me show you my. Hold on, you show dusty ass. Who's talking to? Get it right. If I am broke, you ain't gonna know it.
I know that's right. Say it again.
And let me add one more. Let me add.
I don't want to deal with. I don't want to be bothered.
Let me add one more element into this, and I'm gonna leave the conversation and let you guys have it. I just want to ask one question, and this question is proposed to all women. If you bump into a man and that man don't want to spend his proceeds on you, is it that he's cheap and dusty, or you ain't worth it? Which one is it?
Oh, no, you didn't say that.
Oh, now that hit home. That hit him.
Yes, caller, welcome to the Men Grown Men.
We got a caller, everybody.
Damn.
It's Chrissy again.
Welcome back, Chris.
It's over. The game is over, guys.
You said what?
The game is over. The game is over, guys.
The game is over.
Yes.
She said, that's Chrissy, y'all. Chrissy the model out in the comments. Hey, you understand what
Hey, Mr.
Mr.
Jones,
B,
this
I
is my
wish I
theme
could get to
song.
my wardrobe like you could, bro. I wish I could
Yeah,
get to my
me
closet
too.
like that.
I can't get to my closet right now, but yeah, I wish I can show my closet.
Hey, Mr. Jones, give her my theme music.
Say I won't.
She said, run, run as fast as you can. You know I'm broke, ain't got no man, but I need that 40 in my hand, and I ain't gonna call you back again. Found you Monday morning.
Yeah.
I think the girl done got broke again. Ooh.
Love that.
Hey.
Love it.
Hey, we own no rights to the music, YouTube. We did not mean any copyright infringement. We just having a good time. They ain't pay us
Just
no
having
attention,
some fun.
YouTube.
Right. Hey, boy, y'all on fire tonight. Mr. Jones, Mr. Carter, what is going on?
I get tired of folks playing. You know,
I heard that.
playing,
I heard that.
you know.
Okay, caller. What is your comment or question?
No, I was why everybody got to be dusty? Why we got to be dusty?
That's the grand question.
Yeah, I ain't dusty.
That is the grand question. Why does a man that chooses not to spend his expenses or things like that on you, or if he has expenses to spend on you and he's not spending them extravagantly and foolishly, now he's a dusty? Why?
Well, the fact is
that's crazy.
That he might be out of work. He might be hitting it hard. He ain't got no money. That don't make him.
He might be
just
saving up for something
down
big or something like that. Maybe he's saving money up to buy a house. Maybe he's saving money for something else. So maybe he feel like what you asking him to buy ain't worth it. So just
maybe he's just living in 2023.
Maybe he's living within his means.
And here it is. My woman done bought into some of that Donald Trumpism, and you know I'm shiftless now. You know what I'm saying? Come on, because that's what's happening. The way that y'all see, look, it was never like this. When men was coming up back in the day, look, they had to go where they had to go to do what they had to do. And a lot of times they didn't have, look, my father, he didn't have more money than my mother. He didn't make more than her at his job. He was uneducated. He came here at 13 by himself. You know, he went to school.
So then, with you saying that, I'm asking you, Mr. B, what's new under the sun then?
You know, what's new under the sun is the fact that they don't allow themselves to be brainwashed with social media, brainwashed with the perspective. You know, what they did was they systematically poisoned our women to make them. It's a war on black men.
Say that again, Mr. Carter.
It's a war on black men. You know, and it's like they trying to eradicate the whole black family. Where do you start at? You start with the man. So if my woman mad at me every day and I ain't getting no money, I'm gonna explode sooner or later. I'm gonna do something.
We got a caller, everybody. We got a caller, fellas. We got a caller. Caller, how you doing?
How y'all doing?
Could you please cut your background down a little bit? You're echoing in the phone.
Oh, I turned it off.
Oh my God.
Well,
okay, let's go, honey. Let's go. Let me hear what you got to say.
It's a one and only
Oh my God. Look who did bewitched stay way back on the phone, y'all.
Hey, Mr. Jones.
Hey, no. I want to ask you that question again.
What?
Ask that question again about dusty men.
Okay, I'll ask it. Why is it that if a man is living frugally, or he doesn't have the money that you have, or have the money that you want to spend, why is it now he's all of a sudden a dusty?
I don't think that's true. I don't think a man who's trying to be frugal and trying to hold on to their money to save it up for something bigger is a dusty man. But the men that are dusty are the ones that are not trying, not motivated to even try to even do anything further than their front two teeth. Those are dusty Negroes.
So can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something, then, caller? Oh, caller, can I ask you something then, Miss Trinice? Let me ask you something then. If there's a man and he's dealing with a woman, he's in a household with a woman, he has a child or children with that woman. What do you think unmotivates that man to do nothing for his responsibilities in that home?
Mm.
He's, I think maybe might be depressed.
Not dusty, right? Not dusty, but depressed. So there has to be something. There has to be something wrong. In other words, what I'm trying to get through to you is that when you call a person out and call them out of their name like that, you have to make sure that the person that you're talking about doesn't have an emotional problem, doesn't have a mental illness. Something could actually be going on with that person that has them set off, that don't have them have the motivation to do anything. But because you don't know how to approach that, and because you don't know how to talk to this human being ain't worth the gum under your shoe now.
Wow.
And not only that, and to add,
let me say, can I rebut since I don't have that much time on this
yes,
phone?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You the one I'm talking to. Let's go.
Okay, so with that being said, that might be that person that might be depressed, but it also may be that dog in heat that don't give a damn about the marriage, dying the marriage for whatever reason that person may be. Maybe a dusty, old, rusty, old, crusty that might be just in there for the girl wanting money if she's a rich woman or has established a lot of money now. Now, there's
okay, love. Then this reverts back to my first question. How long did it take you to figure out he was dusty before you cocked your legs open for him?
Not all the time you figure that out. By the way, that's just like me finding.
I didn't say right away, but listen to what you're saying. You're saying this man is a dusty in a marriage. That means that you was dating, y'all got to know each other, y'all held a relationship, and then you got married.
And
all of that time you ain't know he was dusty till after the marriage? All of that time you ain't know you.
That's just like me finding out the woman is just there for the money. It's the same thing.
And we hold them to the same and we're holding that man to the same preferences that we're holding you to. That's all I'm saying. We're not talking down on a woman and saying that a woman can say this about a man and get away with it, but a man can't say that about a no. Everybody is guilty.
Neither party should not be getting away with neither one. I don't agree with the name calling at all, but it is what it is. But I think if a man can be dusty, a woman can be dusty too.
Hey,
listen, and that's the thing. This is the thing that women don't understand. You only attracting who you are.
Yeah. It was
So if he's so dusty, could you please check up under your litter box, ma'am?
Yes, exactly. But you got to remember, sometimes it's such as my cute little self. I've never been that type of person. I always been the person that'll take care of you to the end. But there's only so much that a good woman will take before they want to jack you up.
So then
I don't think a good woman should take anything. If you a good woman, I think you should abandon ship immediately. What are you doing? What are you doing as a good woman sitting around taking things?
Think about it. Oh, I gotta go. My time is out.
Wait, okay, her time is up. So fellas, I'm gonna put this out in the air. Her time is up on the phone. But let me put this out in the air, just what she just said. I consider myself to be a good woman and I've taken care of men to the end. What are you doing as a good woman, wasting your valuable time on unvaluable people?
Right.
Exactly.
And not only that, you're not true in that statement because you won't take him to the end. The end means the finale. You know what I'm saying? It ain't over till it's over. Where's the end at? So it's not to the end, it's till you can't tolerate it no more. See, we talking about tolerance now. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, when you come into a relationship, if it's based on money, then you had some preconceived ideas that I may have not understood. I didn't get the memo. I didn't know I was supposed to have a couple of $100,000 on tap right then and there. You know what I'm saying? They
I
was
ain't know I
saying
was supposed to make $100,000
for
a
better
year.
or for worse.
Yeah. I ain't know that. I ain't know that. Goddamn it, the job that I got, that I love, that I felt comfortable to. Now all of a sudden, because I'm dealing with you, you want me to change jobs and do better. I didn't know you was gonna want all these things.
What is for better or worse, y'all? Well, I mean,
that's what I was
really,
gonna say. For better
we talk
or for
about
worse,
better or worse.
for richer, for poor. So what happened to for poor? So you mean to tell me because the man don't make enough money, now you want to talk about him because he's not making enough money to buy?
Absolutely, that's absolutely what she's saying, because that's their number one. That's their number one thing in a relationship. Is the first thing that man got to have to be a good man is some money in his pocket. That's the number one thing he got to have.
That's crazy. I mean, that is just
we know it's crazy, but we trying to introduce them to the idea of insanity.
Hey, Erica say he something about they doing what's right. That's in her mind.
She doing what she think is right in her mind. But guess what? That ain't got nothing to do with the facts. They say ignorance of the law is not any excuse for the law. So the law says for richer or for poor.
Exactly.
That's what the law say, because that's the vow that you make, right?
They came down when it said for rich or poor. They just kept hearing the rich part. They kind of tuned out that poor part. That's crazy.
So let me.
And this is go ahead, sir.
So let me say this. You know, I mean, and all I could do is take from my experience or things that I know. I like to be factual. So I know I hadn't always been correct monetarily. In fact, I've been poor more years than I've been okay. You know what I'm saying? But I keep on getting up. I keep on getting to the plate, trying to get one out the park.
Right.
So when we talk about a mate, you know what I'm saying? If my pocket dictates how true a mate you gonna be to me, then I need to get rid of you anyway, because.
And that's where I got to cut in. That's where I got to cut in, Mr. B. I think the music is playing. I think it is our time for either our final commercial or we are at the end of our show. But we love that you guys have came out with us. We had a ball tonight, and I thank you guys for having this conversation with me. If the show is over with, much love to everybody. See you guys next week. We'll be. Here, look at here.
Look at here. We still on the air? Oh, snap.
No, Are we still on the air?
Yeah, we still alive. We still alive.
We still doing the thing? Well, let's keep on going. Then let's do the thing. I thought we was getting off. My bad. I
I thought we
thought we
was
was.
cut off.
Look here. I thought we was cut off. You know what?
I was about to go run to the bathroom and everything.
I listen. I didn't know if we were just doing commercial or we was over or what.
Yeah,
but I tell you what, what we will do, is we will have closing statements here. Let's do our closing statements here. So, Mr. Dwight, as our host, as chairman of the board, what do you have to say in closing this on this?
Well, I must say this was food for thought. You and Mr. Carter, man, y'all was lit up. I enjoyed this because it's good to hear what men truly think about. It's truly to hear us talk back and forth, and I appreciate Denise and the other lady from calling because we can, sit here, like you said, Mr. Jones, we can sit here and we can talk about things. That's how we get to understand each other. That's how we learn by talking and everything. And I just want to say, when it comes to for better or for worse, ladies, that means if the man ain't got 2 pennies to rub together, I mean, you stick with him. You encourage that man. You'll be that one that nurture him so he can do better. But you just don't base marriages on how much a man has in his pocket or what you expect for a man to have over the next 5 or 10 years. You knew who you was getting with when you jumped that broom. Okay, so don't base it on a bunch of money. You just have to love that person and build together. That's what I'm built together. You build things together. And yes, I agree. It's until you like it to death, do your part. So when you die, that's it. That's just my take on it, So let's see what y'all got to say about it.
And Mr. B, what you say? What you say?
Well, you there? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I say this. I say stop perping. Don't come into a relationship thinking that you can get like we're a car that you can buy your old 57 Chevy and fix it up. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. This enhance the guy. Stay with him.
Right.
For better or worse means better or worse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And guys got to stay with the woman. I think that a lot of the things that we have to do is just reestablish, our roles within our culture and our families. We confused as to who we are. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the women don't know that they the woman in the relationship.
Yes.
I mean, it is what it
is. It is what it is. Yes, it is.
Okay, and with me, I agree with both things that the fella said, and to add on just a little bit more, ladies, stop. If you want to really have a successful relationship, this is for men and women. Stop, and I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. Stop being parrots or parakeets or whatever you want to call the bird. The bird that talk but don't know what the fuck it's saying, don't have no understanding. Stop being parrots. Have your own voice. Have your own opinion. Sit down and figure out what's really your goal in love for your life. Stop letting other people tell you what you should be having, what it should be, how you should do it, where it should come from, how much you should have in it, how much you shouldn't take. All of these things are other people's notions that don't work for them.
Exactly.
You can't build your love up off of what don't work for somebody else. I'm sorry to tell you, that's just what it is.
That's what it is, for real.
With that said, Mr. Robinson, please take us out of here. Let's go.
All right. Well, look at here. I appreciate everybody joining us for this grown man show, talking about the failure of a marriage. And I mean, it was just hot. I mean, Mr. Carter, Mr. Jones, I truly enjoyed listening to y'all. Y'all was fired up. And I hope that everybody that watched the show enjoyed the show. Now, remember, we'll be back with the ladies. The ladies will be back with us in October with the Mess Environment Month and everything. We really hope y'all joined us for that month. The men, we will be back, So we got things coming up for y'all, and we just appreciate y'all for giving us the love and support, and just keep watching us and keep boosting people up. Say,
What's happening?